YouTube, I'm Lauren, and this is going to be my Comic-Con book haul. So all of the books that I acquired while I was down in California for Comic-Con this year. But Comic-Con was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I know. All of my books ended up at my friend's apartment because we took her car. So the whole bag of books was unpacked at her apartment, and then they moved. So it was found a couple days ago when they were packing, and I'm very happy to say that I'm reunited with all of my books, finally. So here we go. The first book is Linesman by S.K. Dunstall. This is sort of like a sci-fi fantasy kind of thing. The main character, he is a linesman. It sounds like he sort of works on alien ships, or that's the premise, is there is an alien ship and he has to work on it because he's level 10 and that is the highest level. So there's a breakdown in the front of the book here of what the levels mean. So like level 1 is just crew, and level 10, their purpose is to move ship to a different location in space while in the void. So I don't know exactly what that means. Sci-fi fantasy is not really my thing, but I think I'll give this one a shot. It looks pretty good. The second book is Never Go Back by Lee Child, and it is a Jack Reacher book. There's a lot of books in this series. I think this is book 18. It was also a movie that came out last year with Tom Cruise in it, but I don't know what the movie is really like in relation to the books because I've never read the books and I didn't see the movie. Not sure about this one. This genre is not really something that I like to read, and it is really long. Not really my thing, but oh well. The third book is Nightfall by Jake Halpern and Peter Kujawinski. And this I got at the Penguin panel. This is an advanced uncorrected galley. I actually have no idea what that means. I'm assuming it's like an arc, but I don't know why it doesn't just say arc on it. And this is a YA book, and the premise is actually pretty cool. So this island that the characters live on, the sun doesn't rise and set every 24 hours, it rises and sets every 28 years. So every sunset, all the townspeople evacuate the island, but nobody will tell the kids why. These 3 kids end up accidentally left behind on the island. They get to negotiate all of the evil monsters lurking around, shocking transformations, and uncomfortable truths about themselves. It sounds kind of like a cool premise, so I'm actually pretty excited for this one. The fourth book is The War Against the Assholes by Sam Munson. This is also an arc that I picked up, and I have read the back of this and tried looking it up, and I'm still a little bit confused. But it sounds like our protagonist is sort of drawn into this like secret war that's going on in New York City against a bunch of wizards, which are called assholes for some reason. Not sure why. I'm not really sure what genre this is. It's sort of like a young adult, I guess. I think he's in high school, I'm pretty sure. But there's like mature themes and mature words in it, so I don't know if it's like a new adult fantasy kind of thing. So not so sure about this one. I'll probably give it a shot, but I don't know if I'll make it to the end. The fifth book acquired at Comic-Con, but not actually at Comic-Con, is Point of Retreat by Colleen Hoover. This book I bought because I just read Slammed. I read it like while I was waiting between panels. It was good, you know, it was, I didn't put it down a lot, so that was probably a good sign. We went to a Barnes & Noble, which this was my first time at Barnes & Noble, so that was exciting. It was on the like bargain discount table for like $4 or something. It's hard to say no to that. I'm not really sure exactly what happens like based on the back of the book. In Slammed, the main character, Lakin, moves from Texas to Michigan, and she meets her very attractive neighbor, Will, and they sort of have a thing going on. They can't be together, and you will find out why if you read the book. This is the second book. They obviously end up together. You knew they would. And basically, it just sounds like in this book, there's a lot of questioning going on. They're questioning their relationship, they're questioning the foundations of their relationship, and they're not really sure if they should be together. So yeah, thought I'd give it a shot. So the last 3 books were not actually acquired at Comic-Con, although I suppose the last book wasn't acquired at Comic-Con either. These books are all books that I bought in the last like 2 weeks at a secondhand bookstore, and I'm really excited about these. They are all Sophie Kinsella books, and I have never read Sophie Kinsella, but I've heard so many good things. So I'm really excited to start reading these. The first book is, of course, Confessions of a Shopaholic. If you don't know what this book is about, which honestly I didn't 100% know until I picked it up, basically the main character, she lives a very rich and famous lifestyle, but she can't actually afford to live that lifestyle. So she starts getting like mail from her credit cards and stuff like that, telling her she needs to pay back all of her debt. And she is also a writer, and that's why she doesn't make that much money. She finds a story that she really wants to write about, that she's actually passionate about for once, and it basically apparently will transform her life. This looks super cute and super fun, and I'm really excited to read this. The second Sophie Kinsella book is The Undomestic Goddess. This one is about a workaholic lawyer who makes a very big mistake at work, and she walks out of her job and gets on a train and ends up in a small town. And she goes to this huge house and she asks for directions, but they mistake her as the housekeeper that they are interviewing. So she ends up with a job as a housekeeper, except she knows nothing about housekeeping. So I'm guessing a lot of hilarity ensues as she tries to learn how to do all of these things that her new job requires. And of course she falls in love. Looks super cute, super fun. I've heard good things. The last Sophie Kinsella book, and the last book I have today, is Can You Keep a Secret? This book I'm probably the most excited for. It's about a woman who goes on a trip. On her way back, she finds herself seated next to a very handsome gentleman. Somehow, for some reason, she decides to spill all of her deep, dark secrets about her and her loved ones and friends and all that stuff to this stranger sitting next to her. She returns to work the next week, and lo and behold, handsome stranger from the plane walks in, and he's the CEO of the company she works for. I am very, very excited to read this. I've heard lots of good things. So yeah, hopefully this is a good find at the secondhand bookstore for $1. So those are all my books that I've acquired in the last like 3 weeks. A lot of them I'm really excited for, and I actually think that Can You Keep a Secret is my next book that I'm gonna read, because I just finished City of Heavenly Fire and now I need a new book. I'm really excited. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you next time. They all fell.